All right, I think it's time to bring on our guest. This has been long waiting, we're happy as hell to get you. Jason, why don't you do the honors and give them the intro?
You got it, Trav. From Newman High School, New Orleans, Louisiana. A combined 18 Pro Bowls, 4 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Walter Peyton Man of the Years, and one of them is still undefeated in the Pro Bowl. Please welcome Peyton and Eli Manning.
I like that.
There we go.
I like that, Jason. We're just going to bring you with us wherever we go. Give us
Dude,
that.
I will gladly be your guys' permanent hype man.
I think down here he actually comes with a band. I think it's like a whole thing.
I want to get one. Do you guys know a good band that can be?
Yeah, does Newman High School got a good marching band or what?
Yeah.
Solid, really solid.
solid.
I could think of a few others that might be a little better. We can start with Newman.
Let's start off with the Pro Bowl, man. You guys went head to head down at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And Eli
Got the three-peat.
Yeah, you got the three-peat, dog.
I think.
How's it feel? How's it feel?
Peyton's officially on the hot seat, I think, as coach. I saw some breaking news headlines kind of
Adam Schefter
on social media. So, I mean, if he does get fired, I'll probably hire him as my special teams coach.
Teamer,
quarterback coach, or water boy or something.
I mean, the problem is, just to be honest, is that there's a lot of Pro Bowlers every year that are starters that just happen to be on the Chiefs, but they're not eligible to play in the Pro Bowl because they're in the Super Bowl. So,
and I'd be a game changer in that game for you, Peyton. I would.
Travis, I kind of blame you and Patrick. How's that?
The Chiefs' fault.
Chiefs' fault. Yeah, Chiefs are in.
Eli, I do got to ask you, was that your idea with Turpin? Whose idea was that on defense? Just blitz Turpin every single snap. I thought that was genius.
Yeah, there's these special teamers. They kind of have rules around. We want the offensive guys playing offense, defensive guys playing defense. We had 2 special teamers. That we don't have any special teams. There's no kickoff returns or punts. So they can freelance. You can use them however. So I said, hey. I told Larry Foote, I said, Turpin's your special blitz guy. He's fast. He can run. Had a couple sacks. He's not going to get tired. Like the first series we were rushing some outside linebackers. They were kind of rushing in there because they don't want to drop. These guys are professional rushers. They're not drop guys, covers guys. But then Burrow's running right by him. So Turpin got the call pretty quickly.
I loved it. Peyton, we also had your son Marshall out there, maybe throwing better than all the quarterbacks there. I mean, this was impressive. I think we got a clip here.
Does every Manning get a chance to throw the pill? Are they just it's just in them to be able to huck it or what?
Well, it's kind of like I told Eli. We were not raised to be kickers. We were raised to be quarterbacks, and so that's kind
that
of
commercial. By the way,
it's kind of all we know. Can't outrun anybody. Certainly can't kick. But look, that's kind of why I sort of coach the Pro Bowl. Travis, I mean, my son Marshall for the past 3 years gets to warm up Joe Burrow. The best quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't know how you beat that. He's playing catch with Jamar Chase and pat and go with Justin Jefferson. So what a cool moment for him.
The kid in me is so jealous of Marshall, man. That is such a cool opportunity for him to go out there and have some fun with the gang. I'm sure he's absolutely living it up, man.
Oh, no doubt. He loved it. And like I said, I'm not happy about losing to Eli. And I feel like if it has to be like a brothers thing, coaching the Pro Bowl, and I cost Eli, his job as well, there's only one other set of brothers that I know of that has a NFC, AFC connection. Jason seems eligible. Travis, I'd keep playing as long as you can, but I feel like when that time comes, I think my job is definitely a jeopardy if the Kelceys want to take over the Pro Bowl.
Tell you what, I can put a mean run game in that flag football outfit.
Oh, it'd be lateral central if I ever got the chance to coach that thing up.
Speaking of brothers, we're tied right now with Super Bowl victories, Kelce's and Manning's, 4 apiece. Does that mean the Mannings are officially pulling for the Eagles? Huh?
It's hard for me to pull for the Eagles, like being in the division, in the conference, but it's a little bit easier this year with Saquon being there and having him being a teammate. So, I think in these situations, you root for players, you root for coaches that and obviously, a lot of connections. Travis, rooting for you to win a Super Bowl, rooting for
I knew he was on my side.
And Andy Reid and all the guys.
Spags.
But it's a little more difficult with the Eagles. But with Saquon there, you kind of want all those guys to experience winning a championship. Obviously, Travis, you've done it many times, and to go for a three-peat would be an unbelievable. But that feeling, and you never get tired of it. So do you, Jason. You know that feeling of winning a championship, and you want all your pals that you've met or played with to have that feeling at least one time.
I mean, my question would be, Jason, if we're even, really with the amount of rings, I know certain teams, certain owners, when they win, they give rings to alumni who are just integral and kind of creating the culture of the team. I can't think of a guy more significant in kind of creating that tough, run the ball, tough offensive lineman culture than you. So if the Eagles happen to win, do you think you would get a ring? Do you think you deserve a ring? Let's just settle it right here, because if that's the case, Eli and I are screwed in this competition. I mean, there's no chance I'm getting a ring out of this game, nor are you. I mean, the Broncos at least made the playoffs. The Giants were eliminated after like week 8.
Hey, you don't get rings for making the playoffs. You don't get rings.
I will gladly decline any charitable ring that they're going to be trying to give out to me, because I don't deserve any of it. But I did lose my first Super Bowl ring in Nevada chili. I will take another one of those if they want to just print that one out again. I can take that one again. Yeah,
I like it.
You were just talking about the big field goal kick you guys got coming up here. Gronk has missed it 2 years in a row, I believe. Are we feeling confident we can at least get one up and over?
Jason, we actually were in Orlando. We watched some film with Gronk. Gronk drove down from Tampa and brought film of his first 2 kicks. And we were kind of learning what not to do, right? Gronk had his whole family out there the first kick. He had a full uniform on. He had a helmet. It was windy that day in Arizona. By the way, I think there's something about Gronk missing when the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. That seems to be the theme. So hopefully that doesn't apply to us. Eli pulled a quad in practice. I don't know if he put that out of the injury report, if that should change the odds. But I have a new respect for kickers. I've been so sore every time I practice. I really don't know why it goes in and why it doesn't go in. There's no pattern to it. But I haven't pulled a quad. I'm healthy going into Sunday's Kick of Destiny 3, and I think I'm going to make it.
Oh, I like it.
I love the confidence. I'm healthy now. This is about 6 weeks ago. Did pull a quad, and I've been.
You've been practicing for 6 weeks?
6 weeks. Yeah. I started 6 weeks ago, day 1.
I mean, it's lots on the line. I get it.
He's just getting healthy, though. He's been on the sideline for a little bit.
Yeah, no stretch, no nothing. I was just like, I'll just kick a 25-yarder. I was like, put it at 25. I kicked one. It went in. I kicked the next one, and it went 4 yards with a pulled quad, and I limped.
Oh my God!
So I kicked on Monday this week. It felt good. I didn't get to the full 25 yards, but I just kicked about a 20-yarder, and I think I'll be ready for Sunday.
The adrenaline will get you that extra.
They said they can give me a Toradol shot now that I'm not a player anymore.
I'm taking both.
This guy's committed. This guy's committed.
Full throttle. I'm going game day mode, full warm up, full super tee shot, get everything.
I cannot wait to see this, man. Jason actually had a similar experience where he got to respect the kickers a little bit as well. Trying to kick a field goal on college game day in front of Pat McAfee, man. It was class.
I was on a slant. I was on a slot, like a slight angle in boots.
Yeah. Well, you chose to wear the boots, so.
No, that was part of the sponsorship I had. Shout out to Timberland.
Great job, Timberland.
We are down in the Super Bowl. We're in New Orleans. Your hometown.
Oh, yeah.
Couple Super Bowl questions. You guys have both worked with Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, who have both attended Manning Passing Academy as high schoolers. Did you guys both know that they had the opportunity, would have the potential to play in the Super Bowl one day?
Jason, both those guys actually came to the camp as college players, as counselors. It's a high school football camp that we have college players come and serve as counselors, and in return, Eli and I will spend time with them in between high school practices on their NFL aspirations. Jalen came twice, and you definitely just saw what a natural leader he was. Quiet confidence, just the way he carries himself. You can see why people want to follow him. And then Mahomes just, his swagger just jumps out. I remember it was raining one night, and we were like, hey, I'm not sure we want to throw tonight. You know, there's people out there watching. And
oh, man, I'll rip it right now.
Jeez.
He doesn't flinch. He doesn't care.
I'll swing it at anything.
Hey, that's exactly what he said. And to me, that's just pretty telling. As you know, Travis, when you're in college and people are around watching, I don't want to throw today. Maybe there's some coach up there or some GM that happens to have a kid at the camp. Maybe they're watching and maybe this hurts my Patrick was just like, nope, I'll go out there and throw it. And so those were the two things I took away from having both those guys at the camp. And you see that has transferred to their NFL careers. And so I'm proud of both of them. They've been fun to watch. And I think that's why it'll be a great quarterback matchup on Super Bowl Sunday.
Have you talked to either of these guys before the big game yet?
I texted both of them after the NFC and AFC championship, congratulating them, wishing them luck. Both of them got back to me. I've kind of stayed in touch with a lot of the quarterbacks that have come through the camp. I think this past year, Jason, we had 26 of the 32 starting NFL quarterbacks were counselors at the Manning Passing Academy. So it's quite the fraternity. So Eli and I keep up with them, obviously talk to a lot of them, getting ready for a Manning Cast game, but just kind of wish them luck throughout their careers. And so I've kept up with Patrick and Jalen throughout their careers. Jalen reached out a couple years ago about kind of the routine of the Super Bowl, and I sort of gave him my tips and pointers. He kind of knows that routine now. Mahomes, gets his mail sent to the Super Bowl every year because he knows he's going to be there. So Travis does as well. So they don't have to ask me too many questions anymore about the Super Bowl routine.
Well, you always got the best advice, big guy. I remember getting my first shot at SNL and getting the text from you to just enjoy the ride, man. I appreciated that. That made me feel so much more at home, knowing that you believed in me to have fun and to do it the right way. So I appreciate that. But Eli, you actually had somebody come up to you at the Pro Bowl and tell you that he was actually in the Manning camp.
Yeah.
The wide receiver from Atlanta, right?
Yeah. Hodge.
There it is.
Yeah, he came up and said he was a camper. He came his junior year. He was a quarterback, and he came to the camp. And
that's crazy.
Obviously, we told him, I think you should try receiver. And so we saw right there. It's like we did 7-on-7. He was playing receiver some, made some plays, and now he's making the Pro Bowl. He's a special team guy, but he's a receiver also in the NFL, and so just a great story. So we've had a couple quarterbacks in the NFL also. I think Russell Wilson was a camper. He not as a counselor, became as a camper in high school.
The new coach of the Jaguars, Liam Cohen, was a camper.
How about that? Nice.
Duval.
So that's how old we are. We got coaches. We got coaches that were campers now.
That's crazy, man. You guys have been doing it for a while, man. Me and Hodge have a similar story. I was actually recruited at Tennessee. David Cutcliffe was working me out, thought I had some potential to be a football player, not to be a quarterback. So Tennessee never offered me. But yeah, eventually made the transition
Travis would have been
over.
a camper. You would have sped his career up quite a bit, getting him away from the quarterback position.
Exactly. No, that's awesome stuff you guys do with the young guys, man, and always paving the way for the future, man. That's always good stuff.
Thanks.
Eli, you were talking about your former teammate, Saquon Barkley. And when we had Saquon on the show, we do a lot of the welcome to your NFL moments. And his welcome to the NFL moment was when, or at least he said, you shoved grass in his mouth.
Yeah.
Is this a confirmed story?
Yeah, this is a confirmed story. Every year before the first preseason game. And, a lot of these years, kind of the starters aren't playing much. And they're really going over a little bit that first game, what the routine is before the first preseason game. Like, how do we line up? How do we stretch? Like, how do you run out of the tunnel? Like, all the, pat and go. So we're kind of doing those things. And, I'm kind of sitting on the sideline a long time. And I always kind of walk up to the guy, to a few of the rookies, and I'm kind of holding my mouth and I'm going, man, I got to get my mouth, my teeth been bothering me. I got to get my wisdom teeth pulled after the game. And they're kind of asking questions. I asked them if they've ever if they have or had their wisdom teeth pulled, whether to say yes or no. I say, can I see? Can I either see your wisdom teeth, or do you still have holes in your mouth? And so when they kind of open up and look up and open their mouth, I got a big clump of grass and dirt in my hand, and I just throw it in there. And I've gotten like 3 or 4 guys on that first practice. I've gotten a few coaches.
So good.
One time, the best, Sean O'Hare and I were trying to get a rookie, and Amani Toomer came over. Amani is like in his 9th year, and he just like jumped in the conversation. Like, we're not talking to him. We're like trying to, and he opened up, and O'Hara put the clump of grass in his mouth. That's so bad. And we weren't trying to get you. You offered up this information. I just couldn't resist.
You volunteered yourself.
Yeah,
that's so good, man.
Since we're on the Super Bowl, do you guys, either of you, have a welcome to the Super Bowl moment?
I mean, I think it was my 9th year playing in it for the first year, and just down in Miami, it was raining that year. It was the only Super Bowl that it really had rained. But I think Billy Joel sang the national anthem. I think there's something about being on the sideline when that national anthem plays. Watching it all those years as a kid. Travis, my first Super Bowls as a kid were in New Orleans. Obviously, I saw who's that? I saw Montana beat the Broncos in the 89-90 season, whatever that was. That was in New Orleans. Actually was in college, came back and saw the Packers beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So there obviously been some great ones there in New Orleans. There'd been another great one with your Chiefs and the Eagles. But that national anthem I still get emotional watching it as a fan, as an ex-player sitting at home. But I think when you're on the sidelines, knowing this game's about to happen, that's something that kind of jumped out to me, that I'm really here and I'm really playing in a Super Bowl. It was a pretty cool moment.
Woo-hoo, you're firing me up just talking about it, man.
100%.
You had the worst start to a Super Bowl with Hester just running back the opening kick.
Yeah, it was an emotional moment. It was an emotional moment that kind of ended pretty quickly when Hester ran the opening kickoff.
All right, we got to lock in, boys. We got to lock in. That's too good. Eli, you got one for us?
I think it's just, for me, it was just trying to get that first completion. And I just remember, you're just nervous. I mean, kind of a new nerve, and you play the whole season, you play playoff games, you play the NFC Championship, and all of a sudden it's like a Super Bowl, just all the the lights and the national anthem and everything going on. And I just remember, the coach was kind of going through some of the plays, and I was just like, Coach, I'm a little nervous. I want I need a handoff the first play. Like, I don't want to, I don't know. I just got to get breathe a little bit. So we got a handoff, and I got my first completion next play, and had a nice kind of 10 play, long drive, got a field goal. And then, it was kind of back to normal, but it's definitely a different intensity, and just, 2 weeks to think about it. And there's so much coming on this game and what it means to your team, your fans, your family, so many people coming in town for it. So it's the heart's pumping a little bit harder that first series of a Super Bowl for sure.
100%. I still don't remember the first half of the one that I was in. I have no idea. I remember we started the game down 10 in my mind. I'm just like, how did this happen? Where did this? Well, Pat Mahomes, I need you more now than ever.
Travis, you've been running the wrong plays for the first entire half now.
I'm locked in, Coach. I got it. Thanks to our sponsor, Audible.
Let Audible expand your life by listening. Explore over 1 million audiobooks and exclusive Audible originals that inspire and motivate you, all in one easy app. I do love Audible.
All right, now Jason loves it, so you'll love it. Trying to ditch those bad habits or start some good ones, maybe? Audible's got your back. Just pop open the app and boom, you'll find tons of titles that are right up your alley, no matter what you're into.
Like The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins or Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits is great. I'm still trying to implement a lot of the things in there that would help my life tremendously, but it's a good book.
I'm big on the energy bus.
Energy Buzz?
Yeah. Get advice and insight from leading professionals and experts on health, relationships, career, finance, investing, so much more. There's so much opportunity to learn and more to imagine when you listen.
Start listening today. When you sign up, you get a free 30-day trial at audible.com/newheights. I got to ask you guys as a center. Peyton, you brought up Sean O'Hara, so I'm going to come back to you, Eli, because I do know Sean O'Hara very well. I also know Jeff Saturday very well. There is a moment on the sideline between you and Jeff.
Legendary.
And I think everyone knows which moment I'm talking about. It's one of my favorite interactions of a quarterback center of all time.
Just
How quickly did you realize you were mic'd up? The whole time? Or it was just like mid-fury of just like, I'm tired of this guy bitching. I need to Go ahead. All right.
I mean, look, when you're mic'd up, to me, the sooner you can forget about it, the better, right? I always
For sure.
kind of knew I was mic'd up in pregame warm-ups, because they, you put your pads on, you can see the tape over the mic, so you're just kind of thinking about it, and hopefully once the game goes, but we had run the ball all the way down there. Jason had a good run game. We were playing a Monday night game against the Rams, ran it down there, and the Rams inside the 5-yard line basically said, okay, enough's enough. They loaded the box. We had a run play called, first down and second down. They were blitzing everybody. Yeah. We audibled, throw, incomplete. Now it's third and goal, throw again. So naturally, Jeff and the offensive line, just like all of you, are not happy. Like, why did you run it to get down there, and now we're going to throw it
3 times. Yeah.
And so we sit on our separate sides of the bench, but I can hear them talking. I can hear them, why are we throwing it? Just run the rock. And I kind of let it breathe. And finally I just snapped, and I go down there and I'm all fired up. And then I realized, Travis, I am in enemy territory. The entire offensive line is right there, ready to, support their center and come right at me. I'm like, okay, let me kind of back off of this. But, hey, I'll tell you a good Super Bowl story about Jeff Saturday real quick. Every Thursday during our entire career in Indianapolis, Jeff and I played together forever. We always did wet ball drills, right? Where, we're taking snaps before practice and the equipment guy is spraying the water bottle on the football, creating the environment. And Jeff would get so mad, Travis, because he'd say, Peyton, we're playing in the RCA Dome this week. There's no chance of rain. I'm like, you never know. There could be a leak in the roof.
You never know.
It's ritual at this point.
You're going to prepare. Anyway, we do that for 8 years, right? And every Thursday, no matter what, we get to the Super Bowl. It's raining like just cats and dogs, and we have 0 fumbled snaps. The Bears have 3 fumbled snaps. And I say that's why we've been doing the wet ball snap drill all these years. So those little things pay off in the Super Bowl.
They pay off. I love it. Even when you're a dome team, baby, that's good shit right there.
Eli, do you have any of those stories with Sean?
Yeah,
or any of your centers?
Well, I had wet ball drill with Sean every single day. It's just a shredder. It would sweat so badly.
It wasn't rain. It was just swamp ass, huh?
Yeah, this is before you're in shotgun every play. We're under center, I formation, and we're under center on first and second down every series, even third down. Sometimes we were under center, and dropping back and throwing the ball. So. I was getting the wet ball. I made him change his pants at halftime, which is
I've had to do that, unfortunately, a couple times.
That's
I've been there.
That's not easy. They basically have to cut the pants off because you got your shoes are spatted. You can't just take off your shoes. You're taped up. Yeah, everything up. He's on his back, just laying there, and people are ripping him off. It's not that hard to get the pants on, but putting dry pants on a wet body is not an easy feet, especially over cleats. So he was not happy about that. He was ready for November to hit, the cooler weather. I didn't make him change the pants, but we didn't have any fumbled snaps just because of all the wet ball drill every single day.
Just standard wet ball drill.
So good. All right, let's get off the centers and get on some tight ends, baby. You guys both played with some great ones. Jeremy Shockey, my guy Dallas Clark, absolute legends, man. I remember coming in and wanting to be like Shockey. He was such an energy, like he looked like a force to be reckoned with every single time he played the game. And Dallas Clark, I mean, his fearlessness over the middle, Peyton. I don't know how many times I saw you guys throw a bender in cover 2 and he just went up there and just got smoked for the team. He just no gloves on, just going up, just running through a wall for a guy.
Shockey's bender is a little bit different than Dallas. Shockey, when you have a bender, that word means something different to Shockey.
Yes. I had to ask though, what do you think it is about tight end and quarterback like relationship that really gets the best out of the offense?
I mean, to me, look, they're closer to the quarterback than the Z or the X or the slot. They're right there. Yeah. Just kind of 3 players away, right? Guard, tackle, tight end. So they're kind of one of the last guys that you kind of almost break the huddle with, I feel like, Travis. Yeah. So you could always, I see Travis and Patrick talking as they're breaking the huddle. And so you can kind of get the last word in. Hey, if they blitz, break hot. Hey, look, watch out for cover 2 man. Give the guy a little stick to the outside before you bend it. And so I think just that little extra conversation, maybe that closer proximity kind of creates that tight end quarterback bond. And I always felt like I knew where Dallas was going to be. Look, what Patrick and Travis have created is a whole different level, but it's just a real comfort zone. And I love Dallas. Like you said, he was fearless across the middle. We were down there with Kittle. He was talking about tight end you and
it's so much fun.
And Olsen, guys. How Dallas still comes back and works it. So special. It's a special connection when you have a quarterback and tight end that have that feel for each other. There's a confidence there, and I felt that way with Dallas, and obviously you and Patrick have had that forever.
I think the other thing with the tight ends and quarterback, it's harder for a team to double a tight end. And, you might have a receiver on the outside. Hey, we got to take away this receiver. We're going to play 2-man, or we're going to double him in different ways, or play certain zones to take him away, where you kind of some of your staple plays on first and second down, hey, you're going to have a matchup in the offensive favor of a tight end on a linebacker possibly, where, hey, we can run a stick route. We can get a completion. So I think you just have a lot of your high percentage completion plays are kind of the tight end's the number one read. And hey, if they do take him away or they have bad leverage, you should have one-on-one with your receivers and get through your progression. But I just think kind of some of your staples and your comfort plays, it starts with the tight end being that first read.
Nice. And we can all confirm that you got to get that bond off the field and have some beers. How many times do you go on a bender with Shockey?
I don't know any benders, no benders with Shockey, but definitely, we hit the town in New York City a few times those first couple of years. He showed me some spots that I definitely haven't been to since. Let's say that. So
I love it, man. Shout out to Shockey, baby.
I got to ask this. I don't know if he's going to, but what would you guys? I mean, you guys know that Travis is kind of known for not running the route on the page. I'd assume. How would you guys have liked playing with a tight end that freelance like that? Would you have been in favor of that?
I'm not running the wrong route. I'm running what the quarterback wants me to run. It might not be what's on paper.
Yeah. He might not even know he wants you to run it.
Exactly.
I would agree with Travis. I feel like Travis keeps the offensive coordinator from kind of being one play away, right? If you have outside leverage and you have an out route, I see Travis, kind of just curl it in, and Mahomes sees that and he throws it to him, as opposed to saying, man, I wish we would have had the inside curl route on that play. So he's kind of a coordinator's best friend. And look, as long as the quarterback knows that he might do that, I think that makes it okay, right? If all of a sudden you're just going to surprise the quarterback and just make stuff up, that's one thing. But it doesn't look like to me, Travis has ever surprised Patrick out there. He's just finding those kind of soft spots in the zone. And like I said, the coordinator looks like a genius. Wow, what an unbelievable play call. Created the perfect location for Travis to be open. Meanwhile, Travis should have co-offensive coordinator as part of his title.
Can you believe they called a hook and ladder play right there? I can't believe they did.
Exactly.
Eli, we talked about it. You
next level right there.
Yeah, right.
Eli, you already told me you'd chew me out if I turned inside on stick, on a Y stick.
I would not have.
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't have thrown it?
Absolutely. And I disagree with Eli. I see teams doubling you all the time. They just don't do it very well. They don't really take you away. They still kind of somehow leave you open. I don't really know why or how they do that, but you beat the double teams, and like I said, if they're doubling you, that means somebody else has got to be singled. That's a good thing.
Yeah. We'll get to our last segment here. It's called We Gotta Ask, but you don't have to answer. You guys can tell us to fuck off if you guys don't want to answer these, but it's always fun, man. We close all our convos with this segment, and I'll get to the first one. Who got into the most trouble growing up? And you guys can even throw Cooper into this.
Yeah, definitely Coop. Definitely. Coop. Yeah, Coop.
He's very strange. The one brother that's not able to defend himself is immediately.
Yeah. Coop kind of set the tone, and so we kind of knew, maybe to do the same things without getting caught. Coop was the one that got caught, and so Eli and I could kind of learn from there.
There's something about them older brothers not knowing how to not get caught.
You got to flank. You got to learn the art of flanking.
I got suspended every freaking year of elementary school for getting in a fight. Travis got into a fight and then went to the principal's office and got tickets to the Cavs game because everybody loved him so much.
That's because I was such a good artist, Jason. I won a contest. That was besides the fact. But yeah, no, it was cool seeing Cooper up at the Super Bowl opening night last night.
Yeah.
Was he in the marching band growing up? I mean, he wore that outfit pretty goddamn good.
Absolutely not. No, I don't know where he got that costume. Zero band experience, I can promise.
That's good.
He likes the harmonica, though. If you give him the opportunity,
harmonica,
he will.
I would love to hear that.
That's a lost talent. That's a lost talent right there.
Yeah. Can he bend the notes? Can he do blues harmonica, or is he straight in and out? Okay.
You got our band geek all fired up over here.
I'd say he's new to it. It's all new.
He's like a Bob Dylan, just kind of. Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right. What's
Travis route running?
All right. Your pops, Archie, was also a quarterback in the NFL for 13 years. What advice did he give both of you guys?
Ooh, slide.
Yeah.
Slide.
He also told us we're not very fast, so don't run. And first place, he could run.
That's good advice.
And he said, don't do that. Y'all are not fast. And when you get out there, get down. Don't take hits. And we learned that the hard way. It only takes one hit in the NFL, and you're like, yeah, I should have listened to Dad. He's definitely right. I'm going to go back.
Yeah, definitely slide. Have fun. He always kind of the last thing he used to text us, or if we talked to him the night before the game, was, hey, don't forget to have fun out there, which I think is a good reminder, especially in a game like this, right? You work so hard, have fun. And also just kind of off the field, be sure you have a great relationship and respect with your equipment manager, the video director, the people behind the scenes that you guys know that don't get nearly enough credit or attention on a television broadcast, but are sort of integral to the culture of a team. Just little things like that. It was nice having a guy who played in the NFL that could tell you about little things like that.
Did you guys have any pressure to live up to, I guess, what Archie did? Because Travis and I, we didn't have a lot to live up with Ed Kelsey. I'm just letting you know, the bar was very low for Ed Kelsey.
Don't you dare do that.
Well, for football. Not for
an athlete.
Dad,
all right.
Dad bar is set high for Ed Kelsey.
Extremely high, yeah. You have
to. My dad didn't try to create an environment where he was just trying to raise kids. He wasn't trying to raise NFL quarterbacks, and maybe that's why it ended up happening, because he encouraged us to play sports because of the valuable lessons that sports teaches. But, never once did we talk about this is what you have to do if you want to play in the NFL. It was, hey, work hard to be the starting quarterback on the JV. And after that, maybe see if you can start on the varsity the next year. And his rule, Jason and Travis, was if we wanted his help, we had to go and ask him, hey, Dad, will you come to the school on Sunday afternoon and throw with our receivers? It wasn't him going, hey, we're going to run 2 miles today. And I think it was a healthy approach because we wanted his help because he played the game. And I think that was a good approach that he took, and it made it fun growing up and never felt like pressure.
Yeah, there's definitely more pressure on me trying to follow in Peyton's footsteps. He was 5 years older than me. I go into high school, he set every record. I'm going into college. He was just up for the Heisman. He was the first pick in the NFL draft, and it's like, geez, Louise, you feel like didn't have to do the best at everything that I enter into and follow your footsteps. So, but he was a great big brother. As I got older, I mean, he definitely picked on me and gave me wedgies and noogies and all those things, which I think helped me. It toughened me up and got me prepared for the NFL. But he always did, like in college, he would come back and teach me the things he was learning in college. Hey, we're doing this on the 3-step drop, and hey, this is some of the drills we're doing in college. You should be doing these now. Like, get a head start on these things. So he did look out for me all the time, and probably put more pressure on me to do some of these drills than my dad did.
Well, you guys got the formula. You guys got it figured out. Arch Manning is having an unbelievable start to his college career. But also, I remember I saw you guys playing Knockout on TV when I was a kid, and I was like, I'm brothering right, because that's exactly how me and Jason played Knockout growing up. Let's keep this thing moving, though. Who has the most buns career stat? Eli with the most career fumbles, or Peyton with the most interceptions by a rookie?
Oh, wow.
I guess mine sounds worse. It's over career. His is just like
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. It's
because of Sean's sweaty ass. We already figured this out.
God damn it, O'Hara.
Sean.
Although my interception record, the 17 games, I thought for sure this would get broken, and I mean nobody's coming close to it. I'm disappointed.
And they're throwing more now than you were throwing. More games, they're throwing more and yet less interceptions.
Something's not right.
They got to get to 10 in the first 3 games. If they can get to 10 in the first 3 games,
you got to get off to a good start.
Yeah,
you do.
That's insane.
You guys have a new documentary coming out, Razor's Edge on Vice. Ooh. Omaha's forthcoming follow doc on Coach Calipari.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
Arkansas's men's basketball team. What can you guys tell us about the doc?
Yeah, it's just a cool behind the scenes. Coach Cal's done it a long time, and obviously making the big move to Arkansas. Just wanted to kind of document, his first season. It's a changing landscape with NIL. Coach Cal was kind of known for just sort of coaching freshmen, right? Kind of the one and done. And now he's kind of changed his approach where he wants kind of older players. He doesn't have that many players. He's like, if I'm going to pay these guys, I'm going to have a limited amount of players and play them all. So just to kind of take people behind the scenes of what it's like to be a SEC head basketball coach. He went back to Kentucky 2 nights ago and won, which was incredible because of all that he accomplished there, winning a national championship. Got some fans were clapping when he came back. Some fans were booing. They hadn't gotten over it, but he went in there and won. So, look, all these behind the scenes shows just give the audience a different view. So we're excited about it. Razor's Edge coming out on Vice.
That's awesome, man. I'm so intrigued in that. I'm definitely going to be dialed in.
Fuck yeah.
If you were both playing college football today, who has the higher NIL deals?
Ooh, I mean, you got to go with Peyton again. I mean, the guy's, he's a great spokesman. He's just he
can sell a product or what?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have accepted any of it. I would have given it all to my centers and my tight ends.
There we go. There we go.
You can just lie to camera like that.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
How has the NIL stuff changed the landscape? Because you guys both have kids coming up. The documentary with Calipari, I'm sure, touches on the NIL. What are your guys' thoughts on NIL just in general?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's probably a better question for Travis. I mean, Travis, are you seeing any change in the demeanor of college players coming to the NFL? Because, I mean, to me, that's the biggest thing that I was worried about. Are guys coming in as hungry, to try to make the team, to try to, obviously win a championship, hopefully, but, make some money as well. Are you seeing that, Travis? It probably just depends on the individual.
I think it has a lot to do with the culture in KC. I haven't seen that. Our number one pick, Xavier Worthy, has been nothing but the hardest worker on the team. He's just spent every single day grinding it out, trying to figure out ways to implement himself in the offense more and get better at the things that Coach Reed asked him to do. So I definitely haven't seen it in the rookies we've got, at least. But who knows? Yeah,
I mean, to me, that's the thing that that I want to keep guys coming in hungry and trying to accomplish new goals and obviously help teams win. So as long as we got that going, I'm okay.
I'm with you.
Love it.
Nice. Well, last question. Hypothetically, if there had been an official Manning Bowl, who would have won?
Wow.
Well, I'll answer. He don't want to say it. He's too nice. I mean, he in the NFL games. I have not beat him in a real game. Now, flag football, Pro Bowl, I got that mastered. But I'm 0 for 3 anytime we faced him in a real game. And so, but that's just the way it went those years. It would have been, I guess it would have been, I don't know if it would have been fun to play you in a Super Bowl or not. I mean, obviously, y'all did it. It's got to be awesome.
I can tell you right now, it was not fun at all, Eli. Right? It was fucking terrible. Right?
I mean, the one thing.
I had a pretty good time. I don't know.
Yeah, you enjoyed yourself, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No hypothetical on this end, guys.
I mean,
hypothetical.
Hip hop.
Hey, Travis, Jason, the one thing Eli has no clue and no understanding, and believe me, he's proud of it, is what it's like to lose a Super Bowl, right? And it's a horrible feeling. Obviously, winning is as great as you think it is, and losing is as bad as you think it is. And so I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen because I know that was tough on you two, tough on your family. And Eli and I played 3 times in the regular season. My parents were an absolute wreck. And just in a regular season game, and now you take that to the Super Bowl and knowing, obviously the attention a quarterback's going to get in a Super Bowl, win or lose, knowing that, one had to win and one had to lose. I probably wouldn't wish that on my family. So I'm probably glad that it didn't happen. And I think the way y'all handled that several years ago and the way your family handled it was first class. I know that was not easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had lost one. I hear what you're saying, Peyton. I had lost a Super Bowl going into the game that so I just had to make sure that Jason felt that misery before. And that was just being a good brother. You guys know about being good brothers.
Did you feel bad going out that night and celebrating, like just knowing that your brother is crying in his hotel room and you were just fine just going out there and just?
Well, once you have a few beers, you forget about everything. And
I wasn't crying. I was pulling a Jeremy Shockey is what I was doing. Eli, you brought up Spags. Eagles are playing one of the best defensive coordinators in the history of the NFL at this point, it feels like.
Don't answer.
What would you do? What would your game plan be going up against that blitz packaging and like everything that he can throw at you? Like, what would your game plan be?
Don't give it away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want not that I give away. Spags is the best. And I mean, we saw it. It's the first time I'd ever seen it in our first Super Bowl going against the Patriots, where every time he had a strong side blitz and Brady made a call, hey, I'm gonna pick it up. He had the defense reverse it and just kind of make a call, and all of a sudden it came from the weak side and getting them to throw hots, getting them really just kind of causing some issues, saying, hey, I can't be right with my protections. They're flip flopping it sometimes, and so. You just see it, unbelievable. And last week's game, the last play, the 4th down against the Bills versus an empty formation of a 4-by-1. He brings a will corner blitz on the biggest play of the game and gets, has a free runner going. So, I mean, that's his mentality. He wants the blitz, but it's not just, hey, we're bringing blitz 0. It's going to be some exotic blitz, some blitz he hasn't done all game long. All game long has not shown this blitz. When do you bring it? 4th and 5 on the last drive in the most critical moment of the game. And so that's what makes them hard to prepare for is that, hey, how do I prepare for something I haven't seen yet or something they haven't done this year yet that he's going to, draw up for these critical moments. And then when you think he is on a blitz, he fakes the blitz and going back to coverage. So
just when you think you got him.
He's just a mastermind. He's a great leader. He's a great human being. Just one of the great, people, and so happy for him, all his success. And, I think, Travis, how lucky you are to have him on that defensive side, just, being the leader over there.
One of my favorite coaches of all time, baby. I'm right there with you, brother. Well, fellas, thank you guys for your time, man. The Mannings have came through, man. One good brother to another, man. We love you guys. Thank you guys for leading the way, doing things the right way, and always lending a helping hand, man. We love you guys, man.
Thank you,
Best of
boys.
luck in the field goal kicks.
Oh, I can't wait to see this field goal kick.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm more fired up to watch. I've seen enough Super Bowls. I want to watch this field goal kick. That's what I want to watch.